This episode of Ty's Eye Help is brought to you by the Nissan Innovation Garage. What's up, guys? Apple just wrapped up their event where they announced a ton of new stuff today. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a recap talking about everything that they announced. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First up, the star of the show, the new iPhone 5. Yes, that is the name, and the leaks were true. The designs that we've seen were exactly what they released. The new iPhone 5 is made entirely out of glass and aluminum. By the way, I'm going to be looking at my notes, so excuse me on that. It does have the two-tone design, just as we've seen in the leaks. It weighs only 112 grams, which is 20% lighter than the iPhone 4S, and it is only 7.6 millimeters thick, which is 18% thinner than the iPhone 4S, which is a lot considering it has the new 4-inch Retina display with 326 pixels per inch and a resolution of 1136 by 640. Now with the 4-inch screen, you're going to get 5 rows of icons, and it's also going to fit in your hand the same way because the width this way on the phone is exactly the same as the 4S. It's just a little bit taller, so you have more screen real estate. All of Apple's stock apps are updated to fit the new iPhone 5 screen, as well as all of their iWork apps. And then if your app or an app that you use is not fitted to the iPhone screen, it will have, or the new iPhone 5 screen, it will have letterbox black bars on it, unless of course the app developer updates it. The new screen has 44% better color saturation, so your colors are going to look better. It has touch sensors built into the display itself. It's got less glare in sunlight, and it has the best feature that I'm most excited for is 4G LTE, which is going to be a lot faster, up to 100 megabytes per second, depending on where you are, how good your service is, and what carrier you're using, obviously. And they made one single chip for everything, so your Wi-Fi is faster, your LTE is faster, so everything as far as your data is going to be faster on the new iPhone 5, and it's all in one chip. For US, you're going to get Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon all supporting LTE. And then, as I was saying before, the Wi-Fi is faster. That's going to be up to 150 megabytes per second. The A6 chip comes in the new iPhone 5. It is 22% smaller than the A5 chip to fit in that thinner iPhone 5 design. It is 2 times faster as far as CPU. It's got 2 times better graphics, and they said that's going to give full console quality graphics. Obviously, we're going to have to play around with it to determine that. The battery life, you're going to get 8 hours over 3G talk time, 3G browsing, and LTE browsing, which I'm kind of skeptical about. Apple is normally like pushing the battery life, how good it is, but they didn't talk much about it in this event, so I'm kind of skeptical whether it'll get 8 hours of battery life on LTE browsing, but we will have to see. Wi-Fi browsing and video, you're going to get 10 hours. Music, you're going to get 40 hours, and then standby 225 hours. Now, the iPhone 5 also has a new camera. It has the 8 megapixel sensor as before. You got the hybrid IR filter, 5-element lens, f/2.4 aperture. It's got the backside illuminated sensor, which is the same as iPhone 4S but thinner. It's got better low light performance. The pictures you can take 40% faster, which is a big increase. That's due to the new A6 processor. It's got a new sapphire lens with a crystal cover, which is more durable and more clear. Plus, they've got this new panorama feature, so you can actually take panorama pictures with the camera apps. That's just a cool little addition. It's got face detection, improved video stabilization, and now you can take pictures while you're recording. Also, the front-facing camera has an update. It has face detection and the backside illumination, and it is also 720p HD now. So it's really, really nice. They added an HD camera to the front for FaceTiming and stuff like that. So that's really, really awesome. Now, the new dock connector, it is smaller, and it is called Lightning. That is their new dock connector cables. It's got the new design. It's going to be smaller. It's reversible, so you can put it in either way. It doesn't matter. It's going to be just a lot nicer and easier to use. But they didn't say if it's going to come in the iPhone packaging or with the new iPods and stuff. You may have to buy it separately, and they didn't give a price point, but I'm guessing it is going to be expensive. Hopefully it will come with the device itself so you can actually charge it. That would make sense. The new iPhone also has better audio with 3 new microphones as well as improved speakers. And as I said, or I may have not said before, you can get it in black and white. The white version has a raw aluminum back, as well as the black version has a black anodized back. So depending on which color you get, it's going to feel and look a little bit different on the back of it. And then of course it's going to come with iOS 6. I don't really need to go over everything in iOS 6 because I've talked about it so much, and we've seen the developer builds and stuff like that. But you're going to get new maps with 3D viewing, turn-by-turn direction. Safari now has iCloud tabs, so you can see what you're looking at on all your devices, no matter what device you are using. Mail now has a VIP inbox. Passbook, you can access your coupons, your movie tickets, your boarding passes and stuff like that on your phone. You can now ignore and send text messages when you get a phone call to let them know you'll call them back. Siri is even smarter with IMDb, movie information, sports scores, posting from Facebook, and even restaurant reservations from it. Now, the new iPhone 5 pricing goes like this. You can get a 16 gigabyte for $199, a 32 gigabyte for $299, or a 64 gigabyte for $399, and that of course is with a contract. And now the iPhone 4 is free if you get it with a contract, which is pretty awesome. They did away with the iPhone 3GS, and now the iPhone 4 is taking its place for free with a contract. That's really amazing right there. And then the iPhone 4S, the one that we have out right now that was $200, is now only $99 with a contract, which is a great deal if you don't want to pay $200 for the lower end model of the iPhone 5. Pre-orders of the iPhone 5 start on September 14th. That is on Friday. And then the shipping will be on September 21st. That's when you can actually pick it up in stores in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Australia, Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Again, you can pre-order on the 14th and it ships on the 21st. And then iOS 6 will be out for everybody on September 19th. So you can go ahead and download it then. They also announced a new version of iTunes, which will be out in late October. There's not too many amazing changes to it. It's really just a redesigned iTunes. They have a few new things like up next where you can see some of the songs that's coming up when you're listening. But yeah, that's a new version of iTunes. Not too impressive, but it will be out in late October. Next up, the new iPod Nano. This is the 7th generation iPod Nano. It's got an all-new design. It has a 2.5-inch multi-touch display. It is only 5.4 millimeters thick, which is super, super thin. It's really, really tiny. That's 38% thinner than the last Nano, and it comes in 7 different colors: aluminum, black, purple, green, blue, and red. It has an FM tuner, and you can actually fast forward and rewind through that, so it's sort of like DVR functionality in the FM tuner. You can now view your photos and videos on it. It's got the pedometer, so you can track all your steps. It's got Bluetooth built in. It has the new Lightning connector, so you got the new smaller dock connector. It's got 30 hours of music playback as far as battery, which is the longest battery on any Nano yet, which is pretty awesome. They also announced a new iPod Touch 5th generation. It is the smallest iPod Touch yet. It is 6.1 millimeters thick and 88 grams in weight. And it looks similar to the previous iPod Touch. It's a little bit more squared off, kind of. And it has the new aluminum backing, which is kind of like a more brushed finish, so you're not going to get all those scratches like you did on the previous iPod Touches. It also has the new Lightning connector, and it has a 4-inch display, just like the iPhone 5. It is a Retina display. It's going to come with A5. It's going to come with the A5 processor, which has dual core processing, which should give you 7 times faster graphics than the previous iPod Touch. And then as far as battery life, you're going to get 40 hours of music playback and 8 hours of video. And it also comes in a few different colors. So this is nice that they're adding different color variations for everything. You can get raw aluminum, black, blue, green, or red with the iPod Touch. And it also has AirPlay mirroring and Bluetooth 4.0. And it doesn't have 4G LTE, but it does have the faster wireless speeds, just like the iPhone 5 does. The iPod Touch 5th Gen also received an update to the camera. It's got the new 5-megapixel sensor, backside illumination, hybrid IR filter, 5-element lens, f/2.4 aperture, autofocus, LED flash, the new sapphire crystal lens just like the iPhone 5 has, and then 1080p HD video recording on the back-facing camera. So that's going to be really, really nice to have on your iPod Touch. You can also do the panoramic feature just like you can on the iPhone 5. And then even the front-facing camera on the iPod Touch also received an update just like the iPhone 5. It has face detection, backside illumination, and it is 720p HD for video. So that's really, really awesome. It also comes with the new EarPods, which is Apple's new headphones. EarPods is the name of it. I don't know where they got that from. Anyways, it's basically just a redesigned headphone that's going to feel and fit better in your ear, and the audio is actually pointed sort of down into your ear canal, so it will supposedly sound a little bit better. Those headphones start shipping today, but if you do get the new iPod Touch, iPod Nano, or iPhone 5, it will come with them. They didn't say the price, but I'm sure it'll be up on Apple's site soon. Now, as far as pricing for the new iPods, the new iPod Nano is the 16 gigabyte model is $149. And then the 4th gen iPod Touch is actually going to hang around and be the same price point, whereas the iPod Touch 5th gen is a little bit more expensive, 32 gigabytes for $299 or 64 gigabytes for $399. So that's about it as far as everything they announced. Before we go ahead and head out of here, let's take one last look at our sponsor for this video. Some of the world's best ideas happen in garages, from music, computers, electric cars, the list goes on. Well, Nissan is making their own virtual garage to bring your ideas to life. It's called Nissan's Innovation Garage, and submitting your ideas is easy at nissaninnovationgarage.com. Your idea doesn't have to be just limited to cars, you're just limited to your imagination. Something I think would be cool to see is an electric car that's charged by solar panels. How awesome would that be? An electric car that you don't have to recharge. It does it on its own. Once you submit your idea, Nissan's panel of engineers will choose 2 grand prize winners to receive a $50,000 grant to fund their idea, as well as a new 2013 Nissan Altima. So how cool would that be if your little idea made it big? The deadline is October 12th, 2012, so get on it and go ahead and submit your ideas as soon as possible, and make sure to check out nissaninnovationgarage.com for more details. Alright guys, so that's everything that Apple announced today. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about what they announced. Are you going to be getting the new iPhone 5? Do you like the new iPod Touch or iPod Nano or their new Apple headphones? Or are you excited for the new version of iTunes? I'm interested to hear everything you guys have to say. Of course, I'm going to be getting all of these. I'm really excited to be playing around with all these and do a ton of videos and comparisons and stuff like that for you guys. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of those videos. And that's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this, click the like button down below. I would really appreciate that, and it helps me out a ton. And yeah, that's it. Peace.